So, what was going on in your life before we started working together?
Yeah, so I had a very intense awakening before we started working, and it was very hard for me to deal with it and also to integrate it into my daily life. And so when I started working with you, I already had a feeling that the techniques that I learned were quite powerful, and that was absolutely the case. So I'm still doing them today, which is daily. I don't miss any day which I'm not doing it, and it's really like brushing the teeth. So I'm really happy. Yeah.
Mm. So, what were you struggling with specifically? Like, how did the awakening impact your experience of life and experience of yourself?
Yeah, so I had a lot of symptoms on different levels, and they were basically influencing the quality of my life to a big degree. So I was not able to do the work I used to do in a way that is, yeah, it feels good. Also, social life was very degraded for a lot of time, and I had a lot of anxiety also, which was released in panic attacks and so on. So it was really turbulent, to be honest. Yeah.
Mhm. And had you tried anything else before deciding to work with me?
I've read a lot of books, a lot of different traditions. I did a dive into from Buddhism to Taoism, and then when I found your way of approaching things, it really resonated with me because the concepts, the core concepts, I've already heard them from different angles, and it was like making click in my head. Okay, this is another perspective on the same truth, and especially the practical work was super helpful with me because those techniques, they are not available anywhere else, at least not where I have looked. So it was very helpful to learn them directly from you. Yeah.
Mhm. So, what led you to trust stepping in and working with me?
It's my intuition. So it's always like I saw your face on the website and I thought, okay, this person, and I also read your blog a bit. So I read your personal story, and I was feeling very connected because you're also through a lot of hardship, and I also been through very hard times. And then when you come out of that and you're open to work with people and help them, it's really I feel that there was a genuinity in your perspective that was really speaking from a lot of wisdom and from a lot of own experience, and that's where I immediately felt, okay, this person knows what she's doing and I can trust her. Yeah.
Awesome. Was there any like fear about jumping in and committing, like investing the money to do the thing?
Not about the money in specific, but more about, okay, at that point of time, I was not so evolved in my spiritual journey. And you're, of course, very evolved, and you're like practicing also very advanced techniques. And so I was a bit scared if this is not too much for me. But the moment we started working together, I felt that you can just basically at the level where I was, you were able to meet me, and you were able to first help me with regulation of my nervous system and feeling the presence and grounding, which was also very important because if you're not grounded and you do some crazy energetic work, it wouldn't work. So you had that connection very well. Also, we only met online, but I feel that you're very good also with remote work, and so you were able to feel how I was feeling, and then it was very safe space for me to work with you. Yeah.
Mm. And so, what then began to change as we worked together? What happened with, for example, the anxiety or the panic attacks?
Yes. So the practice and the daily habits, they helped me to do like a schedule. Okay, I stand up and I'm not laying in bed and thinking about all of my problems, but now I'm going out and I know what to do. So that's what I committed, and also this commitment that you told me. Okay, Max, do 30 days of this and then continue, and then was just okay. After some days, the rhythm was there, and I was not in that mind spiral anymore. So I was just getting into my body. It wasn't always easy. So when you sit and difficult feelings arise, it's not super easy always to just be there and commit to the work. But I figured out that this is where the magic happens when you're surrendering and facing the difficulties, and then using the techniques basically integrate them and also release them over the channels and so on. Yeah, that helped a lot.
Was there anything that surprised you about working with me?
Yeah, I mean, for me as a very rational person, I'm always like my rational mind is always skeptical. So you think, okay, this is not going to work. This is just another whatever. Yeah, but I felt after one, two times trying it out myself that this is exactly what is needed. And it's so simple, and on the other side, it's so powerful. And that's to the mind, that's not easy to grasp because the minds always think that you need complex solutions for complex problems, but it's not like that. It's more like you have something that works very well and you do it daily, and then it builds up over time. Yeah.
Mm. So then how did your life change like after like coming out of the container? What was different? How was like sleep or work or social life?
I think it took some time for the practices to really do the deeper effects because it doesn't go from one week to the other. It was more like, okay, 1 month later, I felt the difference. 2 months later, I felt more difference. And it was really like I was able to extend my comfort zone again, which was very like it was very small at some point in time. And then with the daily practice, I feel okay, I can do more things. I was able to marry my wife last year, which was also beautiful for me because it also, I was a bit scared because this is the one day and there you have to be like the best version of yourself. But with all of the tools that I had, I was confident that it would work and it was working perfectly. And so, yeah, it really was not only during the container that it changed, but it was really like until then, till now, all of the months, it's still with me. The practice is still here, so it's very powerful. Yeah.
And how does it feel like the awakening that you've gone through? How does it
Mhm.
feel now? Does it feel integrated? Do you feel comfortable in it? Like, is it a big part of your life still? This awakening? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still, I'm still very committed also to doing the practices and still like even today, I had a lot of trauma release and it was very intense also on an energetic level. So the work is still hard, but I can trust the process now. And I know that everything that I can integrate now, it will be gone. It will not come back to me. It's when I've done the work, then I'm done with that. And that gives me confidence and also the strength to continue doing it.
Mm.
Also, I don't know what's ahead of me, but I feel that now I have a very high pace of integration. So I'm very, I have a good trauma healing performance now, so to speak. High pace of trauma healing. Yeah.
So, what would you say to someone who is considering stepping in and getting integration support from me?
I would say definitely do it, even if you're skeptical. Sometimes the mind tries to tell you some reasons why not to do it, and it might be money, it might be time investment, whatever. Yeah. But if you really want to heal, you need also to learn from people who have gone the way before you, the path before you. I mean, you can, of course, you can do it on your own, but I feel it is much harder figuring out everything myself than just to learn from experienced teachers like you who have already walked the path before me. So definitely it's 100% worth the investment in any dimension. And yeah, I'm very grateful that I was able to participate in that. Yeah.
Mm. And is there anything else that you'd just like to add about your experience?
So my experience is maybe a bit unique because from the mindset, I'm an engineer. I'm not like the typical person that you would think would go through a spiritual experience in that sense, because I was always very like scientific background and academia, that kind of stuff. But that didn't prevent me from seeing the truth, so to speak. So I was learning so much, and I was really seeing life from a different perspective. And now I'm also much more compassionate towards everyone else who is currently suffering because I know how hard it can be to be in the darkness. And so it can be so helpful to have other people who can shine the light on you. And then some point in the future, you become the light again. So yeah, that's how it goes.
Mm, beautiful. Thank you so much, Max.
You're welcome.